There are days when you feel an inexplicable sense of anxiety. Even though everything seems fine on the surface, you suddenly feel small and insignificant. A single word that others would easily brush off keeps you up all night in self-reproach. Or you find yourself excessively walking on eggshells for fear that someone might leave you. In those moments, we think to ourselves, why am I so sensitive? Why am I still so immature? But in reality, that voice might not belong to the you of today. It's likely a signal from the child version of you who stopped growing in a corner of your heart a long time ago, left without proper care. We often believe that time heals everything. We think that as we grow taller, get jobs, and wear adult clothes, the memories of the past will naturally drift far away. However, emotions don't have an expiration date. The fear of rejection, the deficiency of not being loved enough, or the pressure to be perfect to receive validation, these are all recorded in the deepest parts of our brain. There's a part of our brain called the amygdala, which acts like a storehouse for emotions. Memories from early childhood are not stored in logical language. They're stored as sensations and feelings, like searing heat or freezing air. That's why even as adults, when certain situations arise, this amygdala sounds an alarm, causing us to mistake past terrors for present events. If you feel like the world is ending when a partner is slightly late to reply, it might not just be about the text message. It could be a revival of the helplessness you felt as a child when being left alone was a threat to your survival. Or if you become overly defensive or harshly criticize yourself over a small mistake, it might be because the gaze of strict parents has become completely internalized within you. Every one of us carries a child inside who hasn't fully grown up. That child is still waiting right there in that moment for someone to notice them and tell them that it's finally safe. The beginning of healing isn't about dragging that child out. It's about acknowledging their existence. It's about saying, "You must have been so scared then," or "You must have been so lonely back then." Many people fear digging up old wounds. They ask why they should bother bringing up things that are already in the past. But to treat a festering wound, you must first undo the bandage. Simply understanding why your heart is in such turmoil can remarkably calm the waves of emotion. This isn't a problem caused by your weakness. It was the best survival strategy your mind could create to protect itself. We often think of forgiveness as the end goal of healing. We believe we can only be free once we understand and forgive the people who hurt us. But I think a little differently. True healing isn't about forgiving others. It's first about accepting the wounded version of yourself. You need the process of validating for yourself that the sadness you felt then was justified and the anger you felt was natural. Don't rush to understand your parents, thinking they must have had their reasons. Instead, practice taking your own side first, saying, "That burden was too heavy for a little child to carry." Now, you need to learn how to talk to this child in your daily life. When a sudden, baseless anxiety hits, stop for a moment and ask yourself, how old is the version of me feeling this anxiety right now? It might be a terrified 4-year-old or perhaps a lonely 10-year-old. Imagine that child and hold them quietly in your mind. Tell them, "I'm an adult now and I can protect you. It's safe here. I'll stay by your side." From a neuroscience perspective, this attitude of self-compassion lowers cortisol, the stress hormone, and helps release oxytocin, which provides emotional stability. Just by speaking warm words to yourself, the circuits in your brain actually begin to change. Of course, this process doesn't happen all at once. Patterns of habits and emotions solidified over a long time will occasionally try to pull you back into that old dark corner. But that's okay. Every single attempt to return to the present is the process of healing itself. Don't strive for perfection. What you desperately wanted as a child wasn't a perfect parent, but someone who saw you exactly as you were. Now, you can be that person for yourself. It's okay to be a little clumsy, and it's okay to hide behind a corner sometimes. You have already tried so hard, and you are precious just as you are. Tonight, before you go to sleep, look at yourself in the mirror and whisper to that child inside, "Thank you for holding on today. You're not alone anymore." As these small conversations repeat, solid roots will begin to grow within you. The wounds of the past might not disappear, but a strength will grow inside you, a strength that no longer allows those wounds to dictate your present. Your life deserves to be filled not with the shadows of the past, but with the warmth you choose for yourself. Thank you for staying with me through this long story. I hope this video offered a moment of comfort to your weary heart. I'm sincerely rooting for your journey of healing. If this video was helpful, please join me by subscribing and liking. I'll be back with deeper and warmer stories. Remember, you are a beautifully complex and resilient wired human.